welcome to the classroom. It's Professor Alex here. Alright, so I decided I wanted to build one of my favorite decks, a Jolteon. And I decided that it would be a cool idea to make a video because I don't know exactly how I want to build the deck, but hopefully with this video you can see my thought process behind building decks, and maybe you can find it useful to building your own decks. Alright, so let's just get started. So, usually when I start building a deck, I just, what's good in the deck, right? So, of course, if we're playing Jolteon, we kind of need Eevee. Let's just put in 4 for now. This might change later. Playing Jolteon. I could play this. No, it's G regulation. Okay, so we can't play that. Maybe just 3 Jolteons is fine. So, if you don't know what this guy does, you may discard up to 2 basic energy from your bench Pokemon. They can be any energy. It does 90 more damage for each card you discard in this way. I'm thinking I'm just building it around this attack. The Dravite, yeah, it's cool. It does 280 damage. Jolteon has 0 retreat, 260 HP stage 1. The Dravite is cool, but it's too hard to set up, and we can potentially play other attackers to fill the void for the low damage output of the Flash Spear, because if you do the math, discard 2 for 90 is 180, plus 60 is 240. It's a decent attack. 0 retreat helps you pivot around if they can't knock it out. They usually can. Yeah, of course playing this guy is really cool. If it's in the active spot, you can just evolve it. What's really cool if you start it, which is why I want to play 4, is if you start it and you have Jolteon in your hand, you can just evolve it and then you have a 0 retreat, stage 1 on the first turn. That's pretty cool, right? Next, I probably want Fan Rotom in here. Fan Rotom searches the Eevee as well. I'm just trying to think of other Pokemon that I want to play in this deck. Fan Rotom seems pretty cool. Maybe put in a couple. But what's cool about Jolteon too is an electric Pokemon, so you can search it off of Canari as well. This is a deck I played a lot. This guy's a normal type, right? So it works nicely with the Fan Rotom. So maybe put in a couple, but what I really want, yeah, this guy. So what this guy does, once during your turn, if you played Canari from your hand during this turn, you may use this ability. Search your deck for 2 electric energy and then attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And then its attack, the attack is actually pretty decent. If you have 3 energy on this guy, you just flip 3 coins at a 70 for each head, so could be a decent early attacker. But of course, playing this guy, it just puts a bunch of energy in play that you can discard with Jolteon, so that's pretty good. And then of course, Fan Rotom gets more value now that we play Helioptile. So I kind of like this lineup of Pokemon. Thinking of other Pokemon that I would want in here. May cut this, but just put it in for now. Meowth, basically you just play onto your bench during your turn, search your deck for a supporter. You can only use one ability that has last ditch in its name each turn. So far it's just Meowth, but yeah. Just search your deck for any supporter, it's pretty good. You can also manufacture more bench space, because this guy's a Terra Pokemon, so you can play Area 0. Let's just put in the cards that we know we want already. Canari, of course, works pretty well in the deck, so probably slap in 4 of those. Don't have much electric Pokemon, but we can fix that pretty easily. Probably Buddy Poffin. Finds Fan Rotom, right? Fan Rotom gets everything. Gets all our basics that we would need. Maybe Ultra Ball could be nice. Yeah, definitely if you're playing Meowth, you want to play for Ultra Ball. I might cut the Meowth, which could free up space for the Ultra Ball, but Ultra Ball also finds Jolteon. But it seems kind of redundant having Canari and Ultra Ball. But we'll see, we'll see. Maybe just some broken cards as well. Lily's Determination. Just a solid draw supporter, right? Oh, you know what I need? These guys, yeah. This guy has 0 retreat, so you can get into your Eevee turn 1 pretty easily as well. I don't know how to spell it. Alright. That's pretty good. I think this is good on the Pokemon side of things. How much energy do I want to play though? We'll just start with 10. I think that's a solid amount. Actually, you attack with Fan Rotom a lot with this deck, so we're going to need to play some stadiums. The obvious stadium to play in here is Area 0. Would like 3 stadiums, but you can already see this deck is so tight on space. This is already 49 cards. What this guy does, you can attach a basic electric energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So this deck naturally has a lot of mobility, right? This has 0 retreat. The Tynamo has 0 retreat. This guy, if you play Canari, he essentially has 0 retreat, right? Because you put an energy on it. I need some air balloons as well. Maybe we want 2. These go really nicely on electric, but the deck is so tight on space already. Maybe we want a Zekrom. Zekrom can help make up for the damage that you can't do with Jolteon, and we also don't have an A-spec card in this deck yet. I spent a lot of time with this deck, so I already know. In my opinion, the best A-spec is just Max Belt. Your damage output is so low, and it actually helps a lot for the Lucario matchup as well. So the reason why I play 2 of these is sometimes you need to attack with 2. So like the idea behind this, if your opponent is on 3 prize cards, you go Zekrom, attach Max Bell, you go Dynamotor to the Zekrom, and then attach an energy, and then you power it up in essentially 1 turn. And then what this guy does, it does 50 damage for each prize card your opponent taken. So if they've taken 3, that's 150 plus 130 is 280, which is pretty good. And then plus 50 more is 330, which is a very nice number to hit. One shot's Dragapult, one shot's a lot of things. Zekrom. And then if they knock this guy out, you would need a second one to come in defense, right? And if they knock that one out, they're down to 1 prize card, which you're now doing 380, right? 250 plus 130. And actually, this is why Fan Rotom is so strong against Lucario specifically. You can assault landing a Riolu that has 80 HP. If they evolve it, then it puts it nicely in range for Zekrom or even Jolteon with the Max Belt. The Garchomp matchup, I will say, is very, very difficult. I don't think I can ever beat it with this kind of build. So that's why Max Belt is, in my opinion, needed in a kind of deck like this. I also don't have any hand disruption. I could play Unfair Snap, but it's like the likelihood of that coming up is just so low. Probably need some gust effects as well. Maybe 3 boss. I feel like 2 gust effects just isn't enough in this metagame, especially without Counter Catcher in the format anymore. This deck is very interesting. I might need to cut the Meowth because what else would I need in this deck? Psyduck Shaymin, potentially. I'll protect, but yeah, I feel like you really need these guys. Too much Dust and Whirl running around, too much bench sniping going around. Gotta play Shaymin for sure. I'll leave 1 more card left. Would like a Night Stretcher, but then I'm not playing any hand disruption, and also I'm not playing enough supporters. I feel like this is my problem with this kind of build, is you have so much bench space with the Area 0, but it's so hard to find the Pokemon you're looking for. That's if you don't find Canari, but Meowth helps set that up. I'm not sure if this is enough. I could potentially go down to 3 Eevees, put a Harlequin in, it's better than Judge. What else could I play in here? I don't even have Fez. I feel like this deck needs Fez as well. Maybe Fez isn't needed. I used to play Fez in here instead of Meowth, but it's like, which is more powerful, do I think? The 4th Eevee or the first Fez? I think the Fez might be better, so let's take one out, put in a Fez. See how the deck is looking now. This doesn't seem too bad, but I feel like I want some like Pokegears. I also don't have any Pokemon recovery as well. I'm not concerned about energy recovery because this guy is essentially your energy recovery. Maybe the Heliolisk line isn't needed. Would be nice. What does Larry's skill do again? Discard your hand, search your deck for a Pokemon supporter and basic energy. I can't believe I'm actually considering this card, but think about it. It discards all of the energy in your hand. It searches your deck for whatever Pokemon you need. Potentially a Fan Rotom going second, right? But I feel like you're choosing this deck to go first. You go Fan Rotom, get Eevee, Helioptile, and then off of the supporter you grab Canari. I actually don't hate it in this deck, but it seems so weak. I gotta try that out with this deck. No, I'm not gonna play it. I feel like you need to play a lot of energy in this deck. Because not finding energy is pretty brutal. Yeah, this deck does seem solid, but I'll probably make some changes later down the line. I think Fan Rotom is incredible in this deck. It finds so much, it does so much for the deck, but if you don't see it, I don't know how many more outs I can play in this deck for Fan Rotom. I play 2 Fan Rotom, 4 Buddy Poffin, 4 Ultra Ball, but if you have to Ultra Ball for this guy, it feels so weak, but maybe it's fine. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Maybe it can inspire you to build your own decks. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.